Good evening, everyone. I'm Gaganjeet Singh from WAF, and I welcome you all to the webinar College to Corporate organized by Gandhi Institute for Education and Technology, Bhubaneswar, in association with WAF. Before we move on to our session, I would like Professor Sudeshna Balyar Singh to please invite Dr. Jibananda Jena, Principal, Gandhi Institute for Education and Technology, Bhubaneswar, for welcome address. Sudeshna, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Gaganjit Singh. A very good afternoon to one and all. This is Sudeshna Balyar Singh, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, and also the convener of this webinar. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome you, all of you, to this wonderful webinar, College to Corporate. Also, I would like to take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to respected Professor Dr. Satyaprakash Panda sir, Chairman, Gandhi Group of Institutions, Professor Jyoti Prakash Mishra sir, Vice Chairman, GIT Bhubaneswar, Professor Snigdharani Panda Madam, Secretary, GIT Bhubaneswar, Professor Dr. Jivananand Jaina sir, Principal, GIT Bhubaneswar, Professor Vikas Chandra Patnaik sir, Principal, Diploma Wing, GIT Bhubaneswar, Professor Dr. Sambit Kumar Mishra sir, Dean Research and Development, GIT Bhubaneswar, Professor Balaji Prasad Padhi sir, Dean Administration, GIT Bhubaneswar, Professor in charge of various areas, all the HODs of respective departments, faculty members, members of staffs, esteemed and distinguished speakers, my dear students and their participants. Today, we have among us our four eminent and distinguished alumni of our college. It is a pleasure to have Mr. Suraj Kumar Panigrahi, Technology Analyst, Infosys Limited, Mr. Deepak Mahapatra, Policy and Business Development Officer, Alliance for Rural Electrification, Cologne University of Applied Sciences, Ms. Sweta Jha, Software Development Analyst, Sun Life ASTI, Ms. Kumari Akriti, Financial Analyst, Excel Dynamic, are speakers for gracing the event by sharing their journey at GIT and after graduation to guide the student how they will prepare for the corporate sectors and current requirement of the industry. Basically, this webinar is all about to groom our current students for their upcoming corporate life. With this, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Jivananand Jaina sir, Principal, GIT Bhubaneswar, to kindly speak of relay. Sir, please.
Thank you, Sudeshna. Thank you, Sudeshna, ma'am. A pleasant afternoon to one and all. Honorable Chairman, Dr. Satyaprakash Panda sir, Gandhi Group of Institutions, our revered Vice Chairman, Professor J.P. Mishra sir, respected Secretary, Professor Snigdharani Panda ma'am, Principal, Diploma Wing, Professor Vikas Patnaik sir, all deans, professors in charge of various fields, distinguished professors, HODs of all departments, placement officials, admission officials, admin officials, the speakers of this afternoon, Mr. Deepak, Mr. Suraj, Ms. Shweta, Ms. Akriti, and of course, my dear loving students. I welcome you all to this interaction session from the core of my heart. It is indeed a great pleasure, and I feel nostalgic to welcome our distinguished alumni, Mr. Suraj Kumar Panigrahi, Technology Analyst, Infosys Limited, Sweden, Mr. Deepak Kumar Mahapatra, Policy and Business Development Officer for Rural Electrification, Belgium, Ms. Shweta Jha, Software Development Analyst, Sun Life ASCI, Gurugram, Ms. Akriti, Financial Analyst, Excel Dynamic, Mumbai. The eternal connection of our ex-students with their alma mater is so much so, which proved by their presence with us in this afternoon. With a great attention and enthusiasm, we would like to share your experience of outside world and the roadmap that you have prepared to reach there. How far has the foundation laid by GIT taken you to your present life? I believe GIT has not left any stone unturned in making you students as good human beings or worthy citizens of the society. Starting from moral values to public speaking, from public speaking to self-defense, all kinds of modalities that we have tried our level best, still we are trying to induce in our students. We have been trying to organize this kind of interaction long before to create a bonding between our pass-out students, those who have already established in their professional world, in the corporate world, so that their successful journey, their successful story would be definitely an inspiration to our present students. So I request to you all four guys, our ex-students, you please share your experience, advise your younger brothers and sisters during your struggling days. How did you look inward when everything seemed not working, when everything is failing, falling into the pieces? You are the real source of inspiration. You please tell to your juniors they should look inward, they should find their strength, their belief system, their integrity, their honesty, and supposed to stand on those things. They should not be despaired that this is the end of the world, this is the end of the life. It's not that we teachers, we people are not saying all these things to them. But what I believe, when we teachers are saying all these things to the students in the campus, usually we get the same reaction from each and every student. Oh my God, again the teacher started preaching on us. So what I think, if the same things you will advise, you will say, I believe they would relate you, they would relate your words, they would relate your path of success, and I think it will work on them. So it's my sincere request. Please exposure, please give them the exposure through your eyes so that they should know what would they have to prepare themselves ready for the corporate world, for higher study, or to establish themselves in the outside world. One more thing, this is my personal request from your institute side. What we are not doing in the campus that we're supposed to do for our students, maybe we do not know what are the exactly components required for the current corporate world, current outside world, because you people are working there and you have gone through the campus stage. Now you are working there, so you better know. So I believe you can suggest us in a good way, so that we'll try our level best to provide all those things to our students in the campus. So I personally thank to you all four guys to join with us in this afternoon, and you are ready to spend your quality time for your juniors. I'm very much thankful, and I'm also thankful to Mr. Gaganjit Singh, the Bhavi team. So, dear students, be patient and listen to your elder brothers and sisters, how they have reached their success, how they have got their success. So follow them, enjoy the session. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable words. Now, I would like to request Mr. Gaganjit Singh to proceed for the expert session.
Right. Thank you so much, Sudeshna ma'am, and thank you so much, Dr. Jibinda Jena, for a beautiful, for a warm welcome. This is a great start, actually. I can see 281 participants joining for this webinar, and you have actually made it huge. Thank you, Sudeshna ma'am, also for coordinating, for getting such a huge crowd for this session. Let's start. As Sudeshna ma'am and Jivinendra sir has already introduced the four speakers. We'll start with Mr. Suraj Kumar. Just take pride, you should be you should feel proud that your senior, your alumni, like Mr. Suraj Kumar, he's sitting in US, he's sitting in different time zone, and he took time for you just to guide you on how he actually covered his journey through GIET. How was his journey after the graduation? How you actually have to prepare yourself for the corporate. So without further ado, I would like to invite Mr. Suraj Kumar Panigrahi to please start the session. Suraj sir?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Gaganjit, for the introduction. Yeah, thank you, everyone, and good evening. I hope most of you are in India, so good evening and good afternoon to all my colleagues in different time zones. And a very good evening to Honorable Chairman Sir, Vice Chairman Sir, respected Dean Sir, and esteemed HODs of all the various departments, and assistant professors, and my dear friends. So I won't be calling you juniors or anything else. So it's better to call you as friends. So we have like already moved out of that junior senior relationship. So it's better that we be friends. And I am here to share my experiences with you. And special thanks to Rajeshri ma'am and Sudeshna ma'am for inviting me here uh, to join to share my experiences with all of you guys. Yeah. So front, I think you already know me now. That I have been working with Infosys, which is IT sector, but let's go to the very beginning because I'm here to share all my experiences since GIET. So the first thing that I would like to tell you here is I batch of 2010 and 14 GIT, and the stream is mechanical engineering. Yes, you heard it right. It's mechanical engineering, and now I'm sure that many of you would be having a number of questions regarding how that shift happened, how I went into IT, what was my plan, and what like how this did this change happen. So we'll go one by one. But to start with, like when I joined GIT, I was not a brilliant student. Okay, I'm just an average student, and uh, if you know Rajeshri ma'am, she is one of my junior. I've been knowing her since childhood. She is a friend of my sister. So it's better you hear it from her that I've not been a very good student in school days. I was just an average student, just scored some minimum marks to get admission into a engineering college, and that also like basic Indian families. I was in a group of herd, and without knowing what the future holds for me, I had to choose either medical or engineering. That will give me some status in the society. That was what the concept or the understanding back at that point then. So, and seeing all my friends going together for engineering colleges, I thought, yes, if everyone is doing that, so maybe there would be something good in that. And yeah, I also decided to join engineering. And then why mechanical engineering?
I think we have some network issue from Surat, sir.
Yes.
It seems so. What we can do is, meanwhile I'll get in touch with him. Uh, I would request Mr. Deepak Mohapatra to please take the session forward so that we don't lose our time. Meanwhile, I'll get in touch with sir. Mohit sir, I hope you're here. I mean Deepak sir.
Yeah. Do I have to go on now?
Yes, so it seems there's some network issue from Surat, so I'll just get in touch with him. So meanwhile, I request you to please take the session forward.
All right.
Right.
So, okay. So if I'm allowed, can I share my screen?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. One moment. Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay,
Great.
so thank you so much. Good afternoon, good evening to everyone sitting in different time zones. My name is Deepak Mohapatra and I am an alumni of Gandhi Institute for Education and Technology. I joined the GIT in the year 2010 and finished in 2014. First of all, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to say a few words to our dear younger brothers and sisters. I mean, of course, we are going through a very unprecedented time where future is not very certain with this virus and the outbreak. And I can say that it's not different from sitting outside of the country. It is very eminent here as well. So yeah, I just hope that we are all are keeping safe and staying healthy. Yeah, I would like to pass my greetings to everyone over here, esteemed chairman, sir, vice chairman, sir, and all the HODs, the deans, and the professors, and of course the students, and also my fellow alumni who are sitting here together with me to share their wealth of knowledge with the students. Yeah, I guess I can go from here. A little bit information about me. Well, I'm Deepak, and I was born in Paradip, Orissa. Right now, I'm working as the Policy and Business Development Officer at the Alliance for Rural Electrification in Belgium. Last year, I graduated from TH Köln University of Applied Sciences in Germany in Masters in Renewable Energy. And of course, my BTech, my bachelor's was in the beloved college that we are all sitting together from, Gandhi Institute for Education and Technology in Tripoli branch. So before I continue much, I would like to take you all to a little time travel over here. I'm pretty sure that everybody likes it. So this used to be our college when I joined in the year 2010. It was, so we were the second batch, and it's really nice to see how the college developed together with us. So in a way, I can say that we grew up with the college and the college grew up with us, which is pretty nice thing to say because we, being there, experiencing that development and everything, being it in the perspective of the campus itself, it gives us a nice time travel feeling. And this used to be in the year around 2011, 12, if I'm not wrong. Then it became something like this, and then finally something like this at the time of 2014 when we were almost leaving the college after graduating. And then right now we are standing somewhere here, if I'm not wrong. So thank you, Sudeshna ma'am, for sharing the picture with me, the latest one, so that I could include it in my presentation. And now, okay, the most important question that I was asked to share my experiences of is how I got into GIT in the first place. And of course, the journey, which was really worth of the 4 years of spending. My story is not very different from Suraj, as he was mentioning that it was a herd of sheep was running, and without even knowing where they are running to, I just participated in there and then start running with them. To be very honest, when I joined engineering, I was not very keen on doing that. Although all my life I had an interest in electrical and electronics thing, and I used to do many projects in the school itself. Probably that was the reason why I chose to go with the triple E stream. However, engineering itself, I didn't have much knowledge about, but I just joined because all of my friends were joining. And also, as Suraj nicely mentioned, it is also a status in the society that if you're if you're an engineer and a doctor, it gives you a certain status in the society. However, I mean, everywhere we go, we find engineers in India at the moment. Yeah. So it was after my 12th class, I got to know more about new technology. Back then in 2010, it was nanotechnology, which I was thinking of studying and doing, let's say, looking for a future in that field. However, I didn't get into it, but then I found myself in GIT. And after coming here, the first year, it was nice, I would say, because I mean, of course, you come to a new place, you make new friends, and with new friends you make new memories. And I have so many memories. I mean, some are appropriate to share here, some are not. I'm pretty sure that everyone over here can relate to it. Yeah, so studying together, late nights, having birthday parties, going together on outings on Sundays, going to to the lunch, eating food together with your friends. I mean, these are very beautiful memories that you can cherish later. Therefore, whatever time you are spending, my dear brothers and sisters, right now, these are going to be the memories that you're going to cherish later, and you're going to get, let's say, couple of years from now, you're gonna get on a call with your friend, and then you will talk about, remember that activity center when we used to go to this place to have a piece of cake or something, how great those memories were. So right now, I mean, what you're living is something that we have lived through already. So be grateful that you are part of a very nice and ethical place where the teachers and the staff, they're so caring, and they are taking and as Principal Sir rightly mentioned, that they are leaving no stone unturned to make sure that you get a proper and a beautiful future. So, and I was also asked, how did I decide to go or pursue higher studies? I would like to share this picture with you. This is exactly the point where, when I decided, what am I going to do in future? So a little bit of backstory here. A friend of mine who is not from GIT, so he was once telling me a story about his elder brother, how he went to the US for his higher studies. And I got inspired from that. And I thought, okay, if someone from my small city can, why can't I? And that is the attitude I would wish that all of you should cultivate within yourself, that the attitude of I can. It's not that if I can, whether or I can, and all these things. I mean, never doubt yourself. So that should be the key message that I would like to give you today. And I will go on further as well. So this was one of the technical presentation competition. I guess it was in the beginning of third year. And the topic was, I remember, like alternative energy systems. And that was the time when I got to know about renewable energies, which is exactly what I studied moving on, and then which is exactly what I'm working in, and which is exactly the topic which is very close to my heart, number one. And this is the way I can give back to the society or to the community, because renewable energies, this is the future at the moment. We have, I mean, all of us, we all know the advantages and disadvantages of the conventional energy resources that we are using at the moment, which is polluting the environment, increasing the rate of global warming, and in the end, destroying the planet that we are living in. So being an individual in our planet, it's not only that we look at a local level, but we should look at a global level in a broader perspective. How our actions are creating an impact in the whole planet altogether. let alone the society, let alone the family, let alone the place where you are living. So that was the first time I got in contact, or let's say got introduced with the topic of renewable energy, which I found really futuristic and really nice. And I started reading and studying more about it. And of course, I finally gave this presentation. And fortunately, I also won that presentation. So it was a pretty nice moment. And when you get appreciation of something that you did, you get more interested in that field. And that was how I decided, okay, if I have to do something with my future, it has to be in renewable energies. Back then in India, there were not many opportunities in this field because it was relatively new. However, currently the scenario is way too different. And so I thought of going to the US for my studies. And then, so after my graduation, I was planning, okay, how can I do it? And I gathered some important research and information, like there are different sort of special examinations that you have to appear on and pass on with great marks so that you are eligible to get into a grad school in the US and so on. So I prepared myself. The examinations are called Graduate Record Examination, GRE. And since you're going to an English-speaking country, you have to also appear on an exam called TOEFL, TOEFL. And if you're planning to go to Europe, then the exam for that high-level English would be IELTS. Yeah, so I appeared on GRE, I appeared on a TOEFL. I scored fortunately well, and then I got admissions in 3 different universities in the US. One was in Florida, one was in Arlington, and the last one was in Texas. And yeah, so I was pretty happy, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'm gonna go for my higher studies, so everything is well. But after some time, I did a little bit more research, and then I found out that if it is renewable energies that I was aiming to study, Germany back then used to be the #1 country in this topic because they had this renewable energy transition policy coming up back then, which was like really a major event in the whole world politics as well as the whole world electricity sector. It was revolutionary, and I learned more about it. And then I thought, okay, I guess I should go to Germany. So I had to change my plans. And another idea that I had in mind why I declined my admissions in the US, because I wanted to push myself. I wanted to push myself off the limits, because if I would have gone to the US, I speak English, it's fine. There are plenty of Indians and plenty of, let's say, South Asian people that you can find, and you can still live in a mini India, sort of say. So that way I would be again in a comfortable zone if I would have gone to the US. And then I decided, okay, let's go for Germany, where I had to push myself into a different culture, a different language, a different society, and everything so different, not many Indians, and so on. So I had to learn the language, and now I speak German as well. And the transition of coming from a different humble background, from an Indian small, or let's say middle class family, and then to a big country with everything so high tech, so clean, so green, and everything so different. It was little challenging to adapt, because I had to teach myself how to cook, because you cannot survive with just bread and butter and sausage, the kind of food that they eat here. So yeah, it was a wonderful journey then. And I would yeah, I guess I didn't change my slide, sorry about that. And yeah, so this was my university, the TH Köln University of Applied Sciences, where I pursued my master's in renewable energies. Balaji sir asked me to also show you some of the projects that I have worked in, so I would be gladly doing that. Over here, you can see some of the projects that I did in different countries. The first one is in Ghana, in Africa. The second The second two from the left bottom are in Madagascar. The middle one is from Ethiopia, and the last one is from Kenya and also Ethiopia. Well, if I would like to tell you a little bit of the project, the first one is about the clean cooking stoves, which I have developed over here, which emits very less amount of carbon dioxide and less smoke. A little bit of background here, because when we go to the villages in India, we have seen those small stoves that our mothers and our relatives, they cook on, which creates a lot of smoke. And that creates a lot of pollution, indoor pollution in the house. And also it's dangerous to the health of our mothers and sisters who are spending time for us in the kitchen preparing food. So I had to come up with different inventions, which is clean, green, creates less smoke, and so on. And how to provide the fuel for them. The next picture, it's a bio briquette press, which I had developed in a workshop somewhere in Germany. And the last picture over here, you can see me working on a solar panel because there was no electricity in that small village of Madagascar where I was working in. And so they had to walk around 5 kilometers every day in the morning and in the evening to get 1 bucket of water. And this is really challenging, and I couldn't hold myself from doing something about it. So I installed a solar water pumping system in that small borewell they had, where they could draw water within just 1 click of switch. And yeah, they were very happy. And of course, I was treated like a magician there because they didn't know all these technologies. They're like innocent village people. So they were telling me like, how did you do that? I mean, there is no electricity, no power outlet, but you can still produce electricity, and taking the water from the underground on the surface so that they can, the hard work they were trying to do with the hand pump, it is, let's say, substituted. To the right, you will see me teaching the students about different renewable energies and energy efficiency technologies over there in the university. It was one of the big universities in Madagascar. And yeah, in the middle, that was one of the projects that I was doing about the assessment of the whole energy sector in Ethiopia. Well, yeah, this was the day when I got graduated and earned my master's degree. And yeah, pretty awesome feeling when you earn your master's degree and you get to throw your graduation cap in the air. And that is the feeling where it can give you some sort of anxiety and some sort of happiness as well. Anxiety of the future and happiness of being graduate and then going out with your friends and partying and everything. So, well, I didn't know what happens after that, however, but I knew what exactly I wanted to do. So that and being persistent over there had pushed me, and I found my place here it's an international industry association. It's called Alliance for Rural Electrification. I started with an internship there, and then I am working as the Policy and Business Development Officer right now. And my work gives me different, let's say, very many opportunities to go to different places and do something on the ground, which has some sort of impact in the direct society that we are doing the projects in. So whatever we are doing at the moment, it is showing us what exactly it is, let's say, how you exemplify, I mean, how can you see the results directly? And that makes us an engineer. And since we are talking about our future today, we are all engineers, so we should be always inventive, innovative, and think of solutions from a different perspective. And that is how you can be always hungry for knowledge. And that's how you can, let's say, number one, survive in this fast running society, and then flourish yourself and let's say, go for a better future. I would like to touch on some points about what is failure. Given the format of this webinar, I cannot interact with students, but I would like all of you who are listening at the moment to ask yourself what failure is. I'm sure what you have thought right now is all negative. that failure is bad, failure is lack of absence, success, and even the definition of failure tells us the same. Failure is defined as the absence or lack of success. But in my point of view, it is not the case. Failure is another opportunity for you to be succeeding in a much better way than the way you have failed the last time. I mean, quoting, although I mean, being in the electrical field, I don't like much to quote externals in this in the invention point of view. But yeah, I would like to quote Edison here, that the famous example of he succeeded inventing the light bulb after 99 failures. So every time he failed, he found another success, that how can you not invent a light bulb, right? I mean, of course, you know how to invent a light bulb, that is the success, but it's also very important to know how you cannot invent a light bulb, or how can you invent a faulty light bulb. And that's how the perseverance, the determination of like, yes, I have to do it, and I will be doing it one way or the other, by hook or by crook. Now, I would also like to touch upon the point, what is success? And over here, I would like to state one thing, that success is not how your life looks to others. For example, whatever you are doing right now, whatever the person going by, or whatever an external person thinking what exactly you are doing, that is not success. It is not which country you live in. It is not what type of food you eat, what type of branded clothes that you wear, what type of five-star hotels and what kind of travels that you undertake, and certainly not how many selfies you put on social media from different places. It is not success, my friends. It is definitely not success. What success is, in my terms, is how it feels to you, and you alone. If you are happy with what you are doing, if you are happy that what you are doing is having an impact in the society, the direct society that you're living in, if it has, if it makes you happy, in a very simple words, you should realize that being successful is not being impressive to others, but it is to being inspired. You see the difference over here. It is not how people think of you as successful. It is how inspired you are to become something that you always wanted to be, or you will be wanting in future. Look always inside of yourself and ask this question: what is exactly that thing which can drive you further? What is the thing that you like doing the most? What is the thing that you feel very much passionate about? Make your own path and then walk on it like a leader. You always have the chance not to be the part of the herd, or not to be the part of the group, but to lead by example, by leading the group. I'm pretty sure every one of us has a leader inside, and all we need is just to bring it out. Therefore, do not let others define your success, and do not also try to imitate the footsteps of what others have done, because that not necessarily might provide you the success, or let's say the same success what they have achieved. It is not necessary that you will be getting the same, because your starting point, their starting point, everything is very different from each other. So next point I would like to touch on is investment. So if we think of this word investment, what exactly it brings to our mind? Money? Okay, I cannot interact, but yeah, I'm in the flow and I'm just saying it. Okay, I think that I'm interacting. But yeah, whenever we talk about investment, it seems that we are talking about money, but no, it's not. The biggest investment that you can always put into is time. Time is money, and it is very rightly said. How you are spending 1 minute of your life is going to affect how it is going to give you a certain result in the times to come. The time is the biggest investment, therefore we should choose how wisely we should use. Right now, we are sitting in different places. This is a Sunday. We can choose to watch a movie right now after this webinar, or we can choose to, let's say, research on some topics that is of our interest, be it any scientific topic, be it any cultural topic, be it any artwork, be it any hobby that you are interested in, and let's say, amplify your knowledge a little bit. Now you can see the difference. If you would have watched a movie, or okay, movie, you can, there are also, I mean, I find many learning opportunities from everything in life. So maybe that's the positive way of looking at it. Maybe you would do something not very productive compared to you do some research on something that you like. This way, the coming 2-3 hours that you will spend on it will amplify your knowledge. And that is the investment that I'm talking about right here. So these small time investments will add on to your skills, will add on to your knowledge, which in the end will be exemplified or portrayed in your portfolio, which in the end will provide you a place in the corporate world, which will make you stand out of others. Now, I would like to quote here our esteemed VC sir, Mr. Mishra sir. That was back in 2010. It was a very rainy day. I was in Bhubaneswar for my admission. I went to this administration office that was in Nayapalli in Bhubaneswar, and to sign the papers of my admission. And Mishra sir told me these 3 words, like, Deepak, always remember: determination, persistence, and hope. These 3 words are the mantra of life, and they can take you higher. That was the day, and today's the day. I never forgot these 3 words. And whatever I do, I make sure that I never give up. Whatever I do, I make sure that I don't lose hope. Whatever I do, I make sure that that is not the only attempt of what I'm doing. If I'm failing, I'm gonna try it again. If I'm failing, I'm damn gonna try it one more time and see if I'm gonna be successful or not. And that is the attitude I would like all of you to cultivate within you. So in the end, what matters is only you, and it is always only you. What can make a difference in your life? Try to find out. Who can make a difference in your life? Nobody else. It is just gonna be you, yourself. And how you're gonna do it is, let's call it within the perspective of ourselves. Like, we are the ones who are going to invent or define our future with the choices we make and the actions we take. And never find an excuse to lose hope, because hope is something that will never let you down. Because hope, when you hope for something, you try to find different ways to achieve them. And that is the path that you should follow. Always be inspired. Read successful people's life stories, but you don't have to necessarily follow their footsteps. Read, be inspired, invent your own footsteps, invent your own path, and be the leader that you always wanted to be in your own path. Always be as an engineer, always be innovative. Look for small solutions in your everyday life. Always be kind. I mean, this is something that I would like to appeal to all of you, that please be kind and helpful to others who are in the immediate society of yours. We try to find different ways of helping people. It is not always with money. It can be always with in-kind cooperation, or like, someone is in need, of an advice, or someone is in need of a help that you can very well do. Please do that. Be sustainable, be clean. Coming over here, having been in 24 different countries in the world, one thing I have noticed is cleanliness and sustainability. Guys, please listen to me, that you have to keep your society clean. You have to keep your society green and sustainable, that whatever prospectus our college is printing, our college should look like exactly that, or even more beautiful than that. you see. And over here, since I talk about the cleanliness, the waste management is the biggest problem that I could see from outside in India at the moment, and we should start small. So please inform yourself how you can manage your waste. And over here, as principal sir called for different inputs that I would like to give. Yes, I'm running out on time. I would be quick.
Yes. So
I would be quick.
just yes. So if you can just conclude in next 2 minutes, so that we can
Yes.
move on to Suraj sir. Right?
Okay, yeah.
Right.
So a quick appeal to the management, please put dustbins in every 5 meters or so that people will not litter around, and the waste will be managed well. And that is how, let us start small and then grow big. That would be the message over here. And I would like to also thank my then HOD, Professor Balaji Pari, who has been the key person who has been pushing me day in, day out. And I was I would like to say that I was very frustrated, like, why sir is after me all the time? But yeah, it was all for my own good. He made sure that I am here right now. He made sure that I am always inspired. He made sure that I am always looking for something new. He made sure that I do what I do. And this is exactly what I would like to give the message to every one of you who are listening. If our college staff, if the professors, if the deans, if the principals, if the chairmen, vice chairmen, whatever they're saying, it is always and only good for your future and only for your betterment. Do not take it otherwise. Do not think otherwise, because later in future, you're gonna realize that that was all for your own good. I would like to take the opportunity to thank you all and have a wonderful future ahead. And of course, never forget to have fun, because that's most important. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Deepak sir. It was really a wonderful session. Now I would like Suraj sir to please take the session forward.
Yeah,
So it seems
thank you.
we lost your presentation in between, so we had to start
Yeah,
with Deepak sir. So I hope we can have your presentation once again on screen.
yeah, sure. I'm
Right.
starting it off. Sorry for the trouble.
And so we like, due to a restriction of time, I would like to ask you to just conclude within 10 minutes if possible, so that we can have next two sessions also as early as possible. And we do
Yeah,
have Q&A session. Right.
sure. I'll make it quick.
Right.
So yeah, so I was speaking about why I chose mechanical engineering, and I'll make it quick. So I belong to the district of Angol, and it is the industrial belt. And I had the understanding that if I chose mechanical engineering, then maybe somehow it will help me, and I'll be able to find a job near my place, and I can happily settle down thereafter. So that was the basic understanding that I had, and the reason behind choosing mechanical engineering. And yeah, the other part of this is, as I was not interested in any of the branches of physics, but mechanical, at least I can see the machines how they function. So it will be uh, like I can learn it visually, even though like electricity, capacitance, all those things. So I was not very comfortable with all those things. So imagining how current flows from this point to that point, and also at least with machines, I can visualize the things that I learn, and I thought somehow I'll be able to manage it, and that's why I went for mechanical engineering. And then we started off with the college. I remember it was September 4th of the year 2010. I joined, like I was into the hostel. I think it was hostel one, yeah. And then the immediate next day, our classes started off. We went to the colleges, as Deepak already showed you the pictures, right? So the building was not that very good. It was in the development phase. We were the second batch, but GIT always had the best faculties back then also, and I hope they still have continued being that. So we had some of the best faculties to guide us through that phase, and yeah, so that is how the journey started. As I mentioned, that I was not very interested in uh, mechanics or mechanical engineering or any, or for that matter, any branch of physics. So I just went to the class. I thought somehow I'll be able to manage it. I'll score some decent marks and it will pass on. But this is not how it was. And then, like after I think a month or two, I realized that I'm not doing what I was supposed to do. And why? Because the problem is the comfort zone. So this is what I learned back then, and I realized it very early, I believe, because I was never interested in mechanics, and I never put in that effort to try to learn the concepts of mechanics or mechanical engineering. Why? Because it was tough. Like I was in my comfort zone. I was always passionate about coding and stuff, and that was my comfort zone. I thought of learning a computer science engineering, but I chose mechanical engineering considering the job market and the demand back at that point. But somehow I was not enjoying that, and that is what was restricting me was the comfort zone. I was in a safe side. Okay, and if I go out, I had the fear that what if I'm not able to do? What if I fail? At this point, many of us tend to go back to the comfort zone again. So that is how we humans function. But in my case, I tried to move it one step ahead to go to the learning zone. Yeah, I came out of the comfort zone, as Deepak rightly mentioned, that you need to always push yourself hard for the next step. So that's how. So it should be. I started off spending some time with my faculties, understanding the concepts after the class hours, or my fellow mates who were good at understanding the concepts. So I spent time with them. I tried to understand the concept, take the learning, and then yes, it helped me build the self confidence, which was not present when I was inside my comfort zone. And then I started mechanics, very interesting. How machines function, how the rotation happens, how the piston works. It sounded very interesting to me. And then I remember I spent most of my times after then in the mechanical labs doing something or trying to understand how this functions. We still have Loknath sir, I guess, and we had Kishore sir back then. So they are very good at practicals and they explain how things work, how machines work. And I'm grateful that all the learnings, all the understanding of machine and the concepts that we had in theory by our professors were actually visualized in the lab, and they were able to guide us through that. So this is one thing that I learned very early in my college days. So you need to always get out of the comfort zone, and this holds true uh, as of today as well. So in the industry also, you need to push yourself to the next limit to achieve something to the growth zone. So that is the first thing that I would suggest you to also cultivate and get out of the comfort zone, push yourself, try something. Back then we had very few labs. Now GIT is well equipped with the infrastructure. It has multiple labs, civil engineering labs, mechanical labs. Utilize that, utilize the library, utilize the resources, do something productive. Next up, we move to the
Surat sir, I'm so sorry for interrupting. Can you please have your video on? Actually, we are getting we are getting requests to,
okay,
yes.
just a
So
minute.
we can have your video along with the presentation.
um, okay, just a minute, because I started sharing. I think my video went down. So let me just reshare it.
Yes. So first switch on your
Are you,
video and then,
yeah, yeah. Are you able to hear me now?
yes, we can hear you. There's no video from your side actually. So you cannot see you. So in case if any technical issue is there, no problem. You can just continue with the
I
presentation because
suppose it's
we are getting requests to have your video on.
yeah, I suppose because I am already sharing and I
Right.
suppose it's technical
Yes.
issue.
Yes. Now you can share your screen and then great. Right. Thank you.
Yeah. So the next thing that I would like to stress here is upon the long-term goals versus the short-term goals. So when any one of us joins the college, the ultimate aim is to get a job. Okay, crack the exam, score some decent marks, and then get a job. So day one only we think of getting a job and having a placement, dreaming of settling down somewhere. But we are forgetting that like we are putting pressure on ourselves directly considering or to achieve the long-term goal. So to achieve the long-term goal, what I suggest or what I did was to have short-term goals, and uh, this helped me again to build up my confidence. Why? Because when you think of directly getting a job, when you think of directly hitting the bullseye at one go, it is always difficult, and there are chances that you will fail, and you will fail for sure. So and that failure for many of us will restrict us and again put back into the comfort zone or will not allow you to try something else. So for that reason, what's the best here is try short with short term goals. So you try for one semester, try for one internal exam, that is how I planned for, I prepared for my studies. I always focused on one semester. I never bothered what's coming on the next semester, what's going on the other subjects, what will I be doing in the next semester, nothing. What I bothered was only about the current semester. I had my part of fun, but back then BPT was not that organized. We were getting the exam dates only couple of weeks ahead of the semester, like 2 or 3 weeks. So whenever we get that notice, I made sure that I will lock down myself. I'll sit quietly without going and spending my time here and there, and focus on the studies so that I clear the exams in pretty decent marks. So have short-term goal, focus on the semesters, or focus whatever it is. For me, it was my semesters. For you, it might be different to achieve your long-term goal. So for me, it was the semesters, and I focused on each semester to succeed, and then move on to the next semester. And when I move on to the next semester, that became my short-term goal to succeed again. So that helped me gain confidence, and like it also helped me to achieve the overall long-term goal. It slowly and gradually I was able to complete my long-term goals within the short-term goals. So that is the next thing that I would like to advise all of my mates over here. And then, even though you plan, you get out of the comfort zone, life is always a googly. So you never know what happens next, you never know what future holds for you. And till at this point in time, I was of the understanding that I'll go into a mechanical stream, into the core sector, uh, getting myself a job, working on the fields, turbines, machines, etc., and then uh, like having a good life. I would not say successful here, but a happy life. But then the reality hit me hard, and life, as I mentioned, is ugly, and you never know what can happen. So there is always, I suppose, we need to have a plan B. Plan B, why B? Because it's called as a backup plan, and it worked in my case. So maybe I'm not sure I won't say that it will work in for all of you guys, but yes, for some it will work, and if you are able to relate to it, you will understand it. So why I'm telling about plan B? So at every point in life, whenever you take a decision, right? So there is either a yes or a no. So it's similar to a if else loop, a decision making flow chart. Okay. So at this point, you have to take a decision where you will move to step A or step B towards the final goal. Okay. And back at that point in time, there were some scams, there were this change of government, multiple policies happening, and the core sector was really down. And I think it was, I was in my third semester and ending my third semester, most probably. There was this disturbance in the industry, and being from the industrial belt, I was able to observe it through my contacts, or my parents had to get this information. And then I had no other choice to work on plan B. And plan B, when I say it, it should be something which is easier to execute, which will work when the actual plan fails. So the actual plan was to graduate, to have a mechanical degree, and then working for some core sector. But yes, I realized that it might not work. So then I planned for the backup. And what was my backup? I was like somehow good at coding, and I managed to code stuffs. So I thought that would be an easy way for me to have a backup plan. And I invested my time to learn the data structures, the concepts, algorithms, technologies, programming, object-oriented concepts, and all such kind of things, so that I prepare myself for plan B, for the unforeseen future. If in case after 2 years, by the time I graduate in 2014, if my core sector is up, it's fine. Or else, if not, I should be landing somewhere. I cannot sit idle. I cannot just shut down the doors. So this was the way out. Now I have two options in my life, and as I mentioned, plan B is the easiest way that should be there, so that you can quickly uh, switch over to the next plan. But remember, my dear friends, it should not be the first plan. For most of us, when we have plan A and plan B becomes our priority because it is the easier one. But mind it, it should not be the first one. It should be, your focus should be plan A and A only. If in case of unforeseen circumstances or situations where you are stuck and you feel that you cannot go ahead, only then consider plan B. So this is another such learning that I had. And next is a very common line that we have in our Indian society, "Jo dikta hai, wo bikta hai." So it's simple as it is said. So whenever you appear for the campus placements, you appear in, or you present yourself to be onboarded into an organization. So there will be several other participants, hundreds, thousands of participants in your college, across the state, across the country. If you see the number is huge, it's huge. And considering the employment in India, there are a lot of people, a lot of engineers and other diploma graduates who are already sitting at home and they are still struggling to find the appropriate job. And how are you going to stand out of the crowd? Because when I started off, I was a part of the heart of the sheep. Like everyone did engineering, so I'll also do engineering. But you have to realize that only doing engineering or graduating with a degree from engineering college will not help you out. So you have to stand out of the crowd to get noticed. And for that, you need to groom yourself. You need to groom your skills. You need to work upon them, develop them to a certain level where you are noticed and you are distinguished amongst the group. So that has to be there. Okay. So take out time. So it can be different. So everyone has the different opinion. They have different area of interest. So whatever it is, groom that. Groom yourself. May it be presentation skills, may it be technical skills, may it be doing some research, writing papers, writing articles, whatever it is. Groom yourself. Have that additional add-ons to your profile so that you get noticed when you present yourself to an organization. You are selling yourself. Consider that you are a market product and you are selling yourself to that organization, and you need to have something different from the rest of your competitors so that they select you. So that should be the approach, and whatever needs to be done for that, please do it. Okay, so moving on. This is one point which Deepak already highlighted, and this is a most important thing for me as well, because when as I mentioned all the situations and all the circumstances. So when I was out of college in the year 2014, I think it was in the month of May or April, yeah, May. And I did not have any job at that point in time, and I did not know if I'll be able to get a job or not. And I was very frustrated. I had my plan A, I had my plan B. I had come out of my comfort zone. I had tried to groom myself. I did all of the things that I just mentioned you in the before slides. But still, I was not able to get a job. I was almost sitting idle for almost 10 months, okay, before I got a job at Infosys. And all those 10 months, what I did is I tried and I failed, but I never failed to try. This is what I did. I almost attended near about 20 interviews before landing a job into Infosys. And back then, AMCAT and eLitmus were two such exams which allowed people from other streams to appear into MNC uh, interviews or IT jobs. So, because if you are mechanical engineering or a graduate or electrical engineering graduate, it's understood that you have not been through the entire concept of programming as the computer science graduates do, but still you have the basic understanding of object oriented programming and data structures and algorithms which are taught across all the years. So they conduct exams based on those points, those aspects, and if you score a decent mark, you will be directly called upon for the interview without even a written exam. So that acts as a written exam for you. And it was for the same for me as well. I had given AMCAT, and Litmus was a difficult one, so I again choose AMCAT, the easier way approach, because I did not have time. I wanted to land myself a job as soon as possible. And yeah, I applied for AMCAT exam. I scored decent, and then I had multiple companies, Accenture, Cognizant, Baiju, etc., landing up for the interviews. And I, I was attending interviews. The technicals were clear, and but somehow, so for some of the interviews, the HR round were also clear. But I did not get the offer letter at the end. So with time I became frustrated, and I was also not that financially stable that I can move to Bangalore or Hyderabad and stay there and prepare myself for a job. I come from a middle class family, and a lower middle class family rather, and I did not have that privilege. So it was very frustrating, and I used to stay back at home, and every Friday I used to travel, take a train, book a general ticket, travel to Kolkata, appear for interviews on Saturday, return back the same days, and reach home by Sunday morning. So that is how my life was for almost 3 to 4 months, starting from August, September to October or November in the year 2014. And then I failed, but every time I fail, I had this habit of writing out notes. So whenever there was an interview, I had some questions not answered. I come back, I note them down, and I find answers to those questions. So that note that helped me a lot each and every interview that I attended. So before going to interviews, I just went through all those notes and I prepare myself. But since I was failing multiple times, I was already frustrated. And then in the month of October, I think I got a call from Infosys, and by October,
Suraj sir, so sorry to interrupt. Actually, we are like running out of time.
yeah, I'll
So
just take another 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I'm almost done.
yes, please. So then we'll start with Shweta ma'am's session for you.
Correct, correct. I'm almost done. I'll be ending it soon.
Right.
Yeah. So once I was there for the interview, it was difficult. And by that time, by October or November, for any particular year, most of the companies are done with the hiring process. It would be the last batch, and it was a break or do or die situation for me. If I am able to get through it, it's fine, or else I will consider myself a failure. So that was the thought going in my head back then. And then I thought of trying one last time. I took a deep breath, booked the ticket, and this time it was in Hyderabad. And yeah, I went through all the notes. I searched up some questions, general patterns, reached out to my friends who had already cracked through the interviews. And yes, and I attended the interview and I was able to make through. So that is how. So the main lesson or that I learned at the end of the journey of my education, of my graduation is don't fail to try. So keep trying, push yourself to the next limit. You never know it will work, but if you fail to try, then it's surely a problem. And then I get into the corporate world, and as many of us understand, it's just monotonous life, work, eat, sleep, and repeat. In other words, if I put it in my frame structure, this is how it is in a while loop. While target is not achieved, comment lines, work not delivered. Is code complete? Continue coding. If it's complete, do the testing. If testing done, then document. Target equal to achieved. Stop the loop. That is how is the basic understanding for most of us. But my dear friends, it is not how it is. So we have this process, but we also need to keep learning every day, because this industry is very competitive, and you need to learn something the other day to go to the next step. Enjoy what you do. It's just not coding stuff. You need to enjoy what you're doing. You need to enjoy all the things that you're writing, the technology, the skills, and manage your time, because professional and personal life comes into picture. You have to manage the time. You cannot be occupied with one side. And I would suggest to be master in one specific technology which will help you grow, but have understanding of related technologies. Again, it's a part of plan B, because you never know, tomorrow a new technology comes up in the IT industry and you are asked to work on it, so you need to have plan B as well. And the next last thing here is get noticed for what you do. So like hundreds thousands of people are working, and the competition is much more higher than the point when you go for an interview. So you need to get noticed for whatever you do, have that visibility. Whatever you do, present yourself perfectly, articulate the thoughts so that you are getting noticed and appreciated for what you are doing. And yeah, so as a software developer, I'm a web developer. uh, and we have so this is just a basic info about the industry, how it functions. We have full stack developers, we have front end UI and user experience developers, and back end developers. But whatever it is, so there are some basic language independent things which doesn't need Java, .NET, C Sharp, anything. So these are the basic object oriented concepts, data structures, and the algorithms which I would suggest all of you to have a basic understanding of. And once you have this, you can choose any of the stream that you would like to pursue, or specific technology that you want to go for. And in today's world, I would suggest some of these things that will be add on to your profile, which will help you to stand out from the crowd. And it is not restricted to these 4 points only, but considering Python is the easiest one, easier to learn, I will suggest Python. JavaScript is a bit difficult and a lot of things in it, so maybe not JavaScript directly, but yes, if you have the willingness to learn, you can start off with it as well. So this is
So
all.
right.
Yeah,
So like if you can just conclude, because we are only left
yeah,
with
yeah.
20 minutes
I'm
now.
done.
Right.
I'm
Yes.
done.
Please. Right.
And yeah, you can always reach out to me through email or my LinkedIn profile. I'm always available for all my friends at GIT. Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
So I would just like you to please you can write these two links in the chat option so that you can share with attendees. So you can
Sure.
use panel attendees. And now we'll move our session to Miss Shweta Jha. So she's from class of 2015, and she's currently working as software development analyst at Sun Life ASCI program. So Shweta ma'am, can we have you on panel?
Hello, yes, Gaganjit. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so I would also like to thank my HOD ma'am and uh, that ma'am, Shudeshna ma'am, for coordinating with me and inviting me for this and having me. So okay, so first I would like to talk about myself little bit, and I will go further. So I'm Shweta Jha, former student of batch 2015, and I have completed my BTech with computer science. Um, Basically, I'm from Bihar, but currently I stay in Noida because of my job. I think from past 3 to 4 years. I have total 5 years of experience in software development. Currently, I'm working with Sun Life Financial as a development analyst. And before Sun Life, I was working with Dell International Services and NTT Data Services on the same profile as a Java developer, Java backend and front end. I was working on both. So yeah, that's all about me, what I'm doing. This is my profile. So I will share my college to corporate journey. So I joined GIT in 2011. So when I joined GIT, I was very underconfident. I don't speak at all, very shy, but I transformed myself. I worked on myself in 4 years through with the help of all the faculties, all the teachers who was there that time. So I remember when I joined college, Amar sir was the HOD, CSE HOD. So he helped me so much. Any kind of help, like any personal or any issues, even after classroom. So all the faculties were so good that time. I think I don't remember everyone's name, but yeah, Ram sir, Neil Madhav sir, Abhimanyu Patra sir, they are so good, and VP sir, they are so approachable, so knowledgeable. So everyone's so good. So yeah, my experience was quite good in the college and as well as hostel. So yeah, so after college, when I completed my college, I shifted to Bangalore for job and all. So then I got selected for Dell International Services. I have given interview, off-campus interview, and I selected for Dell Services. And I worked there for 1 year. Yeah, 1 year. Then I switched my job for NTT Data. Then I worked there for 2 years. After that, currently I'm working with Sun Life Financial as a development, software development. So yes, so I'm not sure how many of you are here from CSE background, or how many of you are planning for to go into software. I'm not sure, but yeah, I would like to give some tips as per my experience, what I have been through, what I have learned as per my experience, what I have faced. So choose any language if you're planning to go in software. Choose any language you are comfortable with. Like if you are comfortable in Java, if you are comfortable with C or C++, mainframe, Python, anyone, choose any language, one language, clear your basics. Um, Clear your basic everything, understand what you are trying to do, and choose one database if you're good in SQL or anything. Because as a fresher, we don't have to do much, because when I was there, I was so confused. I have learned C++, C and Java, but मेरा तीनों में कुछ भी अच्छा नहीं हो पाता था, क्योंकि हम कंफ्यूज रहते थे, हमें ये भी पढ़ना है, ये भी पढ़ना है, ये भी पढ़ना है। और जब हम इंटरव्यू देने जाते थे तो क्या होता था कि थोड़ा सा जावा का बताते थे, थोड़ा सा C++ का, थोड़ा सा सी का, और रिजेक्ट होके आ जाते थे, वो वर्क नहीं करता था। देन आई रियलाइज कि नहीं, ऐसे तो नहीं चलेगा। चूज वन लैंग्वेज, देन आई चूज जावा एंड आई हैव क्लियर ऑल माई बेसिक्स। मैंने बहुत अच्छा किया, उस पर बहुत काम किया, एंड SQL बोथ, बिकॉज एज ए फ्रेशर वो लोग उतना नहीं पूछते। अगर आप किसी वन लैंग्वेज में अच्छे हो ना, वो इनफ होता है उनके लिए, बिकॉज दे विल ट्रेन यू। जो उन्हें काम करवाना है वो कंपनी में जाके वो आपको ट्रेन करते ही हैं, तो उतना रश करने की जरूरत नहीं है। चूज एनी लैंग्वेज इन विच यू आर कंफर्टेबल विद, और वही है, कॉन्फिडेंट रहो, थोड़ा कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स पे काम करो। कॉन्फिडेंट होना बहुत जरूरी है अकॉर्डिंग टू मी, क्योंकि कभी कभी क्या होता है, हम जब इंटरव्यू देने जाते हैं ना, तो हम कुछ कुछ चीजें इनकरेक्टली भी आंसर कर देते हैं, बट इफ यू आर कॉन्फिडेंट इनफ तो वो उस चीज को कंसीडर नहीं करते हैं। और कभी कभी होता है हम सही भी बोलते रहते हैं, बट लाइक इट्स आई एम गेसिंग, तो वो लोग गेस कर रही हो ना, यू डोंट नो बट यू आर गेसिंग, सो दैट डजंट वर्क। So be confident, work on your communication skills. Yeah, that's all the more, I think, most important thing as a fresher you have to work on. So, hello.
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So yeah, that's all, because when I shifted to Bangalore, I'm not that much confident, but yeah, because of with the help of some senior, there was one senior Vikas. He was from EC branch, but he's also from GIT, my senior, 2014 mm, batch pass out. But he helped me so much during my college days and my interview days. So yeah, with the help of him and with the help of all the faculties, yeah, whatever I am today is that. But yeah, interview के लिए वही काफी है कि choose one language, कोई भी एक लैंग्वेज पे जो तुम कंफर्टेबल हो, इन विच लैंग्वेज यू आर कंफर्टेबल, जावा, सी, सी प्लस, एनीथिंग, कोई एक करो, बहुत ज्यादा कंफ्यूज होने की जरूरत नहीं है, कोई एक लैंग्वेज चूज करो, उससे तैयार करो, बेसिक पूरा क्लियर करो, बिकॉज एज ए फ्रेशर दैट इज इनफ, और बी कॉन्फिडेंट। So yes, that's all about my experience. And
Right. Right. Thank you so much, ma'am. And now I would like to invite Miss Kumari Akriti from class of 2015 CSE again. She's currently working as a financial analyst at Excel Dynamic in Mumbai. Akriti, ma'am, can we start your session now? So you're on mute, actually. If you can just.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. You're audible now.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Good evening, right? And I would firstly like to thank all of you so that you have given me this platform to share my experience. Frankly speaking, I was keenly waiting for this opportunity because the what difficulties I have faced, I would like to share with everyone so that they might get some help about my life, but through my life or my experience or something like this. Starting on myself is Kumari Akriti. Currently, I'm working as a financial analyst in Excel Dynamics, Mumbai. Basically, this is a mortgage company, and we are into underwriting of the underwriting process, which is a completely different process of which I have studied in GIT, right? Okay, I was from computer science engineering. I have done BTech through computer science engineering. I would not say that I was not good at coding. Definitely, I was a good student right then. I know coding very well. I have very much interest in Java also. But you say that is destiny, which has landed me here. But I am quite very happy with the job which I am doing right now. So I've started my BTech life in 2011 back then. I think I have joined on November 12, 2011, the day which I will never forget in my life. It is still a very memorable day for me. And for right that time, I do not have any guidance. No, none of my family members were doing engineering or something like that. So it was my dream that I'll become an engineer, right? As everyone has suggested in class 12 and 10 that engineering is the best thing you can do. So I have opted engineering. I went there. I opted computer science engineering because we have learned Java past also in class 10th and 12th. I think most of you have done that because I have taken maths and science as a stream. So I thought that it might be interesting. So I have opted for computer science engineering because I was least interested in electronics and everything. So moving forward, when I joined GIT, it was like a platform for me because it has helped me to enhance my skills, and the faculties, right, who were there were very much genuine, very much helpful. I still remember Amal sir, Nila Madhav sir, Santosh sir, and Mirmur. I don't know whether they are right now in college or not, but I will always remember them, and I will always thank them that they have guided me so much. frankly speaking, during that college time, I was very much unsure that what I'll get in future. Right from the first day, beginning only, I was very much unsure because I was every time I was tensed that whether I'll get a job or not, or I'll be able to survive. I'll able to go attend the interviews. Am I confident enough? But trust me, this is the thing which you should not be taken care of in the first 2 or 3 years of your life. I believe this should be taken care in the final year or mid sem of the third year after your say sixth semester, I guess. Because before that, you have to focus on yourself only, what you want, which we were very much unsure. I don't know about my companions or seniors, and right now I remember that Deepak Mohapatra, he was my senior, and he has also guided me very much. I don't know whether he remembers all the uh, things on our debates and anchoring. I was an active member during that journey, and we both have shared many much opportunities and competitions also right then. But that was just a part of my life which I have already lived in, still standard 10th and 12th and everything, but very much unsure about future. So I have prepared myself, and what I have prepared is just that I have prepared for the semester's exam. No, nothing apart from that. To be very honest, I have not prepared anything apart from that. I just focused on my semester exams. Okay, I want to get a good grade so that that is the basic thing which you start from. Okay, because very all the in jobs and interviews, that is the basic guideline. They said that at least you have to score 60 or above. So if I am below 60, I fail that time only. So the first thing which you should be concerned about is your marks. At least try to get 60. I'm not telling that you can get a 8 CGPA or 9.5 CGPA. That hardly matters in corporate life. I have been experienced in 5 years. For now, I have completed 5 years, 6 months. I've joined Excel Dynamics in 2015. Even before I have completed my 8th semester examination, I have joined in Feb 15 and final examination was in May. So I've been placed before the session ending only, and till now I'm working with the same company. I can proudly say that I am quite very happy working with that company, and very much thankful also to the college that I've been given this opportunity to attend that campus, and I was selected luckily. I will say that I was lucky enough to get that campus that time. Apart from that special preparation or something done to get that. So the basic thing is that which I clearly stated, that is 60% above. Guys, if you're scoring 60, that is also enough, because the company, they are judging on you, on your skills, what you are, not how much marks you have got. They never go through the grade sheet. It's just the basic criteria which you have to clear, and nothing matters about that. So if you're very much average in studies or something, don't get disheartened, because if you're average in studies, it's okay. We were also average in studies only. We'll not say that we have achieved 9.8 CGPA or something. It's very good and fair enough. Okay, I've given so much interviews in college also before campus. Before I got placed in Excel Dynamics, I think I have attended two more campuses. That is, one is of Synergy. I have cracked all rounds, and in the final round, I have been rejected. I'll proudly say that I have been rejected over there, because the place where I am now, I'm quite happy with this. So everything happens for a cause, I believe. The cause that if you are getting rejected, it's okay. Everyone gets rejected, right? If 100 people are attending the interviews and the vacancy is only for 5 people, then obviously they'll take 5. That doesn't mean that 95 which are getting rejected, they are not worthless or something like that. Basically, don't believe in all these stuff. These are just the belief the society says you, but you have to believe in yourself. Okay, it's fine, I got rejected, no worry, maybe something else has kept for me in future. That what attitude you should keep and continue. So I started my journey in 2011, and it was Feb 15 when I first, it was this third campus which I attended in Feb 15, and I got placed. Luckily, the company has only given us 1 week time to come and join in Mumbai. And it was a very difficult situation for me because I cannot understand whether I have to take this opportunity or I have to leave this opportunity, because still my 8th semester exams were pending. That was scheduled in May 15, and many more campuses were yet to attend, which were after May 15 or final semester examinations. So it was a very difficult decision to take actually, because it was do or die situation. If you are taking this opportunity, well, you will go and settle down, and if you're not taking this opportunity, and what will happen if you will not get anything else apart from this in future. So this situation forced me somewhere to go and join this company, because I was little unsatisfied or not confident, you can say that, whether I'll get this opportunity in future also or like this. So I went there in 2 days time only, and went there. I have joined the company. The interview process was smooth. It was 5 round back then. They have taken like apti, reasoning, and the technical round and everything. I cleared everything and I joined on Feb 16. I think we have given interview on 9th or 10th Feb, and 16th Feb this was the joining date, for which they have given us the deadline. So I joined there on Feb 16. But till then, I was a college student having that same attitude, not ready to adapt things. I think all of you can relate the fact that I was a final year student. We haven't our annual day function, the final annual day function, which I think everyone awaits a longer time, was scheduled in April 15, and we were asked to join in Feb 15. So that was very much pretty sure that I was unable to attend all these things, and I have to leave all the things, or the environment, my friends and everyone, and go to a very different environment, you say, where you have to adapt things. So I went there. The first day was very much smooth. They have just introduced themselves, and 1 week was the training session. Okay, that was also smooth. After 1 week, that was the pressure session, you say, that the responsibilities, the corporate responsibilities. So we were given targets to complete, which was not back in college life for sure. The only target was to clear the semesters, and nothing else apart from that. So the corporate life, which we expected something very much difficult and very much different. It's just the confidence in you which supports you to go through the entire thing. So we were given targets, and being the lucky one, I still have that option that I should drop this decision. I should resign and go back to the college, continue with my studies, because till now we have final semester exams pending. So that was pretty sure that I would get the opportunities in future, but I thought that I should take this as a target to accomplish. Why not? If everyone can do this, I can also do the same. Okay. So I started working very hard with this targets and everything. And the stream was also completely different. It was a finance company, and my background was from Java related and coding related. So for that also, it was very difficult to understand the financial thing, the analysis, the sheets and all, corporate sheets and everything. It was completely different. We have to work on Excel sheets and everything, data manipulation and something else. That is completely different what I have learned in college. And I was very much a fresher right then, and everyone was far elder than us in that company. They are, I think, 10 to 15 years elders, and we were the junior. Right now also I'm the junior right over there, but there are so many seniors, and I am still struggling over there. So they helped me a lot, because if you have the right to approach to people, if you ask them that you are not able to understand, there are people who are going to support you in every aspect of life, be it the college life or the professional life. College life also, I think my seniors helped me a lot. I don't have a conversation with all of them, and I hardly communicate. I think I was very introvert that time, because I find it very difficult to have conversation with some random people. So I have communicated with 2 or 3 seniors only, I believe, but they were very much helpful. Whatever we have asked, and they were helping us. And this is the part which thing which I have learned from college and I have taken to my corporate life also. I was very keen in learning things. So I used to ask my seniors every day, no, you just tell me how to do this. I was sitting, yes, initially we were doing 14 hours of shift because I was not able to complete my target. I was I at least knew anything about that knowledge. So I had to shit 14 hours and I never gave up on this. This is the main thing which you should understand, that you should never give up. Okay, be it be anything. If you're not getting a job related to the stream which you have studied, that's okay. Destiny has planned something else from you. So you can't give up on this. No, I'm not getting, so I'll get disheartened or something like that. That is completely different. If you give up at the very first time only, then I am afraid that you can't survive in this world, because each and in every stages of life you have to give, they test you in every scales, you know. It's not just the college life that you have to pass the semesters and yes, you are done through. You have
Right.
to be
So,
uh,
Akriti ma'am, I'm so sorry to interrupt in between.
I,
Actually, it's already 5:30. So we are already into the flow. The way which are telling the things, actually, we have a lot of questions. So can we start with Q&A as of now?
uh,
And then,
yeah, sure.
right,
Yeah.
right. So I like, if you can just take 1 minute more and conclude your session, so we can move ahead towards a Q&A session. So we have
uh,
people asking a lot of questions, so we will move towards that.
yeah, so just we are out of time, so just let me conclude that my journey was very much simple. I'll not say that I have studied too, worked hard, I have studied too much, I have attended too much interviews, nothing like that. I have just studied, I have managed enough to pass the semester exams, that's all. I was lucky, you can say, or something like that, that I passed the semester exams with a good CGPA, but I landed somewhere else, which is completely different from my stream. But I have the goal that I'll not give up. That is what I believe. If you won't give up, then be it anything, you will overcome that. So I'll be concluding this, that please have confidence in yourself. If you fail, then that is not the end of your life. Okay, life continues with every ups and downs. Even your families also, you have faced very much ups and downs, and that is the same with everything in life, be it educational, corporate, and everything. So please have confidence in yourself and believe that you can do it, and that's all. You will do it, and my best wishes are with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Akriti ma'am. It was a really wonderful session with you. I request Deepak sir and Shweta ma'am also to come up with their videos now. It seems we have a lot of questions around here. So, Akriti ma'am, if can you please turn my camera on? Okay, so Deepak sir is having problem with. Can you just see? Can you see that option coming in? Right.
I can, but it says that your video cannot start because the host has stopped it.
No, it's perfectly fine from here.
Does it work?
Yes, we can.
Ah,
Yes, we can see it now.
perfect.
Great. Okay, so let's move towards questions. A lot of questions from people on interviews. So we know, like, the current situation and the pandemic going on, people are worried about recession. Like, even though everybody knows that, okay, like it may, like the recession may over like by next year end or so. But still, obviously, like people those are in third year and in final year, they'll always be expecting like how to prepare, how to start our preparation, what all things to focus on, right? We can talk from two perspectives over here, because I can see there are two types of question. One is like technical interviews, and one is like how to overcome your fear of stage fear, or like how to boost up your confidence, right? So maybe Deepak and Akriti can talk about the confidence part, and Shweta and Suraj can talk about technical part of interview. I remember Shweta ma'am saying about how you have to actually work on one skill rather than focusing on different skills, right? So let's start with the technical one, right? So Suraj sir, like what is your take on this?
Yeah, so as Shweta mentioned and even I mentioned, so you need to be specific about one skill set, so which has to be the backbone of the interview. So and at this point, considering second year students or third year people, so we cannot expect, the industry cannot expect you to master in some sort of specific technology or full stack development technologies, for example .NET developer or Java or Python, whatever it is. So the industry does not expect the freshers to have masters in all those kind of skills, but at least what the industry expects is to have the basic understanding of the object oriented concepts, because that is language independent, and that has been taught to you over the years in your college sessions. So that is one thing which the industry expects you to have an understanding of, so that you can then modify according to the language that you choose to master in. So that is one part. And technical interviews, so this pandemic situation has mm, undoubtedly brought in more competition now. So don't think that we are into a recession phase. Yes, people are losing out on jobs, but for you, it's, we still have time. So don't take it in a negative manner. Be positive. Everything, there is ups and downs, as Akriti mentioned, and we are in a low now. Yes, we will go to the high. Have that belief in you. And as I mentioned, take this time, utilize this time to prepare. Now that you are aware of the reality that there is this thing happening, there is this pressure, there is this unemployment, you are well aware of the reality. Prepare yourself so that when you go to face an interview, you are standing out of the crowd.
Right, right. And like Shweta ma'am, what is your take on technical interviews part of it?
Okay, so for technical interview for fresher, I would say basic knowledge is enough. So choose any one language. Don't be confused. Choose any, like, yeah, in which language you are comfortable, and clear your concept, clear your basics, and be confident. Yeah, that will work for fresher in technical round of interview. Or this time, this pandemic situation, I would like to say utilize this time more and more, because now we have so much time to utilize on self. So work on yourself, try to learn new things every day, because we have so much time to utilize. So yeah, so we can utilize this time positively, because we have so much time. So after that, we can do anything if you have worked in good
Right.
direction.
All right. Right. Deepak and Akriti, like if we are seeing from the confidence part of it. Now, there's a reason actually I chose both of you towards the confidence thing, because Akriti mentioned that how Deepak was mentoring her during the college days, and you were very active in the clubs. So just tell the students, like, if you have to actually boost your confidence and you have to prepare for interview. So how these club activities and your active participation, it helps you out. So Deepak, what is your take on this?
Yeah, thanks. This is actually a very important question, and I'm trying to make words out of how can I say. Well, look, there are two types of people. One who are born confident, if I can call that. They like to come out, they like to be in front so that they can be seen. And then there is other kind of people, and there are other kind of people who would very much like to be in the silos, who would be like behind, okay, just following what the other what the one who is in the front is doing, and we just follow. That is one thing. Actually, I mentioned during my presentation that everyone, all of us, has a leader within. All we need to do is just make it come out, make it surface. How we can do it is by, okay, why will we not be confident? Number one, because we are not confident. We are not confident because we don't know about the thing that we are going to say or project. With lack of skills, then lack of presentability. I don't know how to present, how to say the answer. That is the one thing. And the third is, what if? I guess the third one is most important, because first two can be managed. You can learn the skills, you can learn the skill of presentation. But the third one, what if? What if I say something and the one in front of me didn't like it? What if I say something and the group in front of me, they laughed? What if I say something, I would be wrong? Never fear to be wrong, guys. Because with being wrong, you can find the right answer. And that is the way of it. How to increase the skills would be, I guess I would like to very much insist on the management to bring on different sessions. I mean, back in the day, I remember there used to be many presentation competitions, debates, and PowerPoint presentations and everything. I mean, of course, contact Balaji sir, everybody contact Balaji sir, and he will tell you how to be in front of the stage. So what you have to do is, I'm like, my answers are jumbling around. So I would like to insist the management to encourage more oral more oral things during the classroom itself. For example, you can give a topic to a group of students and they will prepare. Of course, they give them the preparation time. They will prepare, and then on a given date, they will come and teach the rest of the class the same topic that they have been given to, let's say, present. That way, what will happen during their preparation of that presentation, their how do you call it? The concept will be clear for them because they had the pressure of presenting to the people. Plus, the people would be the audience would be listening to their fellow classmates with more interest because this is something it is very interesting for them. And yeah, so the integration of more oral stuff would be helpful here.
Right. And Akriti ma'am, what is your take on like how to boost up your confidence, how to work on soft skills? There was a question from Pooja Sinha. So how to work on your soft skills? Right.
Basically, practice is everything that matters, which I believe that you have to practice. If you're not confident enough to go and speak in front of people, I believe you should first bring that confidence in yourself. Okay, you can do a simple task. If you want to speak on some topic or something and you're not confident, that you can just go in front of the mirror and just try to say something about that particular topic and say what is your body accent, everything. Basically, skills is not that everything that matters. It's just how you present that thing which matters. It's not that whether you are correct or you are wrong. Okay, for maybe for the thing for which I think I am correct, the other person will obviously think that no, she is saying wrong, because you can't satisfy everyone at the same time. There are people who will get satisfied by your answers and there are people who will just make fun of you. So that is the very clear thing which you have to keep in mind, that you can't take everyone at the same level and go with everyone. Okay, no, someone will be ahead of you, someone is obviously who is backward of you, and some are there who are going with you. So you can't satisfy everything, because just let's take a simple example. Or every Indian family, just we can say that you are having a wedding ceremony or some ceremony in your home. Okay, and just consider your relatives. Are they all happy with the arrangements which you have made? Obviously not. Okay, some will praise you and some will backbitch also. Okay, I didn't get the right food and she has not done that arrangement. Let's say you have done 100% what you 100% you have contributed. Yeah, you have taken all that efforts to do everything for everyone, but still there are people who will say that no, that was not perfect, you could have done this way. Okay, but they are people who are going to point fingers on you, but you don't have to take it so seriously. Yeah, it's okay, you think that is correct, okay, fine, that is correct, but I believe this is correct and I will go with my thoughts itself. Okay, that is the main thing you should understand. Back in college also, I remember that I was a part of anchoring in first year itself. I did the anchoring for annual function. Okay, and my fellow colleagues and my friends also who were in the same batch, many of them had done mimicry of me, say, many of have made fun of me, many have appraised me also. The teachers, faculties has appraised me, but at the same time, especially the boys group and everything, they have made so much fun of me. I still remember that things, and yes, I don't take it, oh my god, they are so bad. Yeah, they are good, they have made fun, it's okay, I have given that opportunity to make fun. Okay, but just think of the people who haven't have that guts to stand there. That is the worst thing. At least I have the guts to stand in front of 1,000 people so that they can make fun of me. Okay, I have given them the opportunity. Okay, you are giving that option, so that's why you are making fun of me. What if I haven't given them that option? I wouldn't have got that confidence level in myself. Okay, that is
Right.
the main thing which I understood at that time of time, and till now I'm continuing with the same approach. Okay, okay, let it be, you make fun of me, that is your call, but with that participation and everything, I gain confidence in myself. So
Right.
right from the first year of my college till the very last year I have attended, I think I have attended all the sessions, all that debate competitions. I have shared stage with my seniors. I was lucky enough that I have given that opportunity that I could share the stage with them. So that is a matter of thing which has enhanced my skills and everything. So if you are concerned about anyone else, that is the very moment which is pulling you back. Be confident about yourself only. Okay, what you are doing, if I am wrong, okay, fine, there are people who will suggest me that you are wrong, you need to correct at this point of time. Accept is as in a positive way, not in a negative way. Okay, they are making fun of it, I won't do it in the next time. That is
Right.
not the best approach which you should go. They are making fun, it's okay, but at least I have that guts that I can stand in front of them and say something. That is what matters for me.
Right now, right.
So
So, like we have like final four questions. Actually, we still we have already at 5:45. We'll take final questions. Just like 30 seconds each for all of you. Questions which actually matches your profile. We'll start with Suraj. Just 30 seconds, please, so that after that we can call Sudeshna ma'am for the
Yeah.
conclusion, including this session. So Suraj, so like there's a question like how did you switch your from mechanical to Infosys, and whether because there are a lot of there are a lot of questions like whether do I have to really stick to my my specialization, whether I can actually look forward towards other things. So just 30 seconds, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, sure. So as I mentioned, that was a part of my backup plan, and to switch to a different sector. So when I realized that I wasn't able to get a job in mechanical core sector, then I immediately made up mind to do what I can do the best. And it was programming or coding that I was confident about. So I chose mechanical. So I chose this software industry to start my career. And what was the second part about Gaganji that you want me to speak about? Just missed the question.
Yes, so basically people they are into this dilemma that if I've done my mechanical engineering, I may have to stick with that, especially when you're in second year, third year.
Yeah,
So that thing.
yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
So I believe that's not at all true. So there's always a scope. So everyone, each one of us, is an engineer, and we don't restrict which kind of engineering you are into. And specifically, the software world accepts all kind of engineering graduates, be it civil engineering, be it biotech, be it mechanical, electrical, whatsoever it is. So don't have the concept that you will be sticking to your own path. Yes, that is the plan A because you have chosen that engineering stream. Obviously, focus on that, plan for it, try to get a job. But if you are planning to go into a software industry as plan B, think of the alternative plans, learn, get the skills, the programming skills and whatever it is, all those things, have a backup plan, and don't worry that you will not be taken into account or you will not be considered when you appear for the interview. So the interviewers do not judge based on the stream, they judge based on your skill, as it is already mentioned by all my colleagues in the panelist here.
Right. Right. Deepak, so there's a question for you. This is on like you have done masters outside, right? So people do look forward like in during this recession time. Now, when we already know that after BTech it is quite difficult, to take industry experience and get jobs. So is it a good time to go ahead with masters? Do masters really help out when you look forward for a good job or a management role? So 30 seconds for you on this.
Yeah, thanks for also the time limit. Well, pursuing higher studies is always beneficial because that is going to help you streamline which focus area that you are going to go for. Because right now, if we are doing electrical and electronics engineering, there are still many fields that you can opt for. Within that, if you want to choose a specialization, you can do a master's, and followed by that, you can also pursue your PhD and so on. So with every feather on your hat, it is of course beneficial. However, it is up to you whether or not you're going to choose for your master studies or not. Answering with regards to the pandemic, it can be one way out if you are not gonna, let's say, will not be able to get a job right now. Pursuing higher studies can be one option out so that it will not let you waste your time. But then again, you have to prioritize on your own. Thanks.
So Akriti ma'am, there's a question for you. Student itself. I hope I'm audible.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, right. So there's a question like whether do we really have to stick to one single job, right? So normally during this stage, where millennials try to switch on jobs. So what do you think, like whether it is good to stick to a one job for many time, like for 3 or 4 years, or you should always have a plan B or plan C, right? So where you can actually jump every year and then you can look forward for growth. So what is your take on this?
uh, being working in the same job since last 5 years, I would say that it depends on you, how much satisfied you are with the job which you are doing. Okay, it doesn't matter that you have to switch every year, or you have to switch every 2 years, or you have to switch. That is not important. The thing which is important, that whether you are happy on what you are doing. Okay, I am happy at my level, so I can continue here till 10, 12, 15 years, whatever. The thing
Right.
which matters is that you are satisfied with what you are doing. You are growing up there on, because I have started here just as an analyst with a very basic pay, I would say, but in last 5 years I have been promoted to the senior financial analyst with a handsome salary. So that matters. With the thing which matters is that about your happiness. Okay, that is the best thing which you can say, that it's not that the he or she is switching job and getting 10% or 50% higher package, so I should also try. That doesn't matter, because he thinks that he can switch and he can get a handsome salary. Well, he's good at his
Right.
part, but if I am satisfied with what I am doing, I am getting my personal life time also along with the professional life. I must say this thing, that in this current situation, people are just running in some, I don't know, journey or something, which you say that they are only after money. Money is not everything which matters, which I have
Right.
understood till now. In last 5 years, I have seen myself working from 14 hours a day, and now I'm working hardly for 8 hours, frankly speaking. So I would say that in initial stage, we just run after money. Okay, I have to earn this much, I have to earn this much, and for that earning that much, I have to switch this job, I have to learn this, I have to learn this. That doesn't matters, guys. The thing which matters is that whatever I am earning, am I satisfied with the thing which I am earning, or I am living a decent life? Because you have to balance your personal life along with your professional life, what we believe
Right.
in this stage. And
Yes.
in this current scenario, the people are only after their professional life, and somewhere they are forgetting their personal life, which I believe you have the right to enjoy. You
Right.
have the right to enjoy with your families, to spend time with your families, or with your loved one. So you, for that switching job, I won't suggest. It's just that if you are satisfied, yes. If you think you can grow more on that very other company, okay, go forward for it. But if you think that you are happy at the place where you are, then it's okay, you can continue here. That what I think, and
Right.
I should be followed.
No, right. Thank you so much for your suggestion, and thank you all speakers for your time. As we are moving towards concluding this session, I request Professor Sudeshna Balyar Singh to please give the closing remarks.
Yeah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, respected dignitaries, speakers, and my dear students. It gives me an immense pleasure to thank each and every member associated with this webinar. And on behalf of our GIT family, I would like to thank Professor Dr. Satyaprakash Panda sir, Chairman, Gandhi Group of Institutions, for encouraging us in conducting such type of webinars. And I would also like to express my gratitude towards Professor Jyoti Prakash Mishra sir, Vice Chairman GIT Bhubaneswar, and Professor Snigdharani Panda Madam, Secretary GIT Bhubaneswar, for believing in our college. And a special gratitude to our own speakers, Mr. Suresh Kumar Panigrahi, Mr. Deepak Mahapatra, Ms. Sweta Jha, and Ms. Kumari Akriti for accepting our invitation and blessing the event by their presence. So thank you, sirs, and thank you, ma'am. And I would like to thank Professor Dr. Jivananand Jaina sir, Principal GIT Bhubaneswar, and Professor Bikash Chandra Patnaik sir, Principal Diploma in GIT Bhubaneswar, for their kind support. I would like to also express my thankfulness to Professor Dr. Sambit Kumar Mishra sir, Dean Research and Development, and Professor Balaji Prasad Pati sir, Dean Administration, for their supporting hand. And I would also like to thank Professor in charge of various areas, all the series of respective departments, all the faculty members, members of staff for their kind cooperation and support. And yeah, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the participants for participating here. So, and thank you so much for your patience. And lastly, I would like to thank VAB team, especially Mr. Gaganjit Singh, for his continuous support throughout this webinar. So thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and thank you all speakers. Thank you, Suraj sir. Thank you, Deepak sir. And Suraj sir, you are sitting in different time zone. Both Deepak and you, it's like thank you so much that you took your time for
We
your
are actually
students.
running behind,
And
so it's not a problem. We are also running behind. We are already like we're in afternoon, and you are ahead of us, so it's okay for us.
right, taking time on Sunday, right? And Sunday where people are actually looking forward towards enjoying your weekends and all, you're actually sitting and helping out your students. So thank you, Kriti ma'am, and thank you, Shweta ma'am. There's one announcement before we conclude this session, that you'll be redirected to a feedback form as after closing your session, and please do help us improve. This feedback will be shared with GIT Bhubaneswar as well. And thank you so much. We are signing off for this session.